Hello, my name is Dr. Dwayne Smith, and I am the CEO of Housatonic Community College, located in Bridgeport, Connecticut. And I am excited, I am ecstatic about this podcast that I am having to share with you, which is called The Journey, Stories of Triumph. And in these podcasts, we will talk with different types of individuals from all walks of life, but the main thing is that they have a story, and that story is of a triumph. And so I hope that you will join us. I look forward to seeing you. We have this amazing guest who is also my godmother. She has this incredible story to share. So Dorthella, we call her Dal. Dal, she was pregnant at the age of 15. As a result, she dropped out of high school. By age 22, she had 6 children, count them, 6 children. By the age of 28, she had 8 children. And it was difficult during that time period to raise these children. And as a result, and we're not blaming the children on this, but she became an alcoholic. She was a drug user. But when she hit bottom, she decided to get sober. And next year, she would celebrate 40 years of total sobriety. So that's a big deal there. But not only that, once her mind was clear, she decided she wanted to do better in her life. She always loved education, so she decided to go and earn her GED as an adult learner, as a grandmother. And it was difficult, and sometimes she had to walk to school to earn her GED. But she earned her GED, but she didn't stop there. She wanted to get an education. She always wanted to go to college, and so she went back to the community college. And that's what we do at community college. We're diverse learners. And so she went back and earned her associate's degree and didn't stop there. She decided she wanted to get a bachelor's degree. So she got her associate's degree, and then she went on to a 4-year institution. And this is where our lives intersected again. I went to that school that very first year to become the chief academic officer, and I was proud to confer her baccalaureate degree to her. That year, she was the oldest graduate. I believe she was 65 years old. And at the age of 78, this year, she decided to go into public service. And so she ran for an office in her community and won that. And so she's on the trustee of her community. So amazing story, a story truly a triumph. And so we're so thrilled. I'm thrilled to have you, my godmother. Can I call you Dal?
Yes.
I'll call you Dal. So Dal, your story is so triumphant. And so talk about what motivated you through all the ups and downs to be where you are now.
Well, I never forgot when I first started the school, Stop, Look, and Listen. And I learned, that went through, that was always with me. And then, I watched people, and I wanted to do stuff, but I didn't know how to do it,
Yeah.
But I kept looking, and I kept looking for answers, and I found, just looking at people and listening and learning from others. And don't forget you was part of it.
Oh, no. Okay. Yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
and
yeah.
So just motivating back, looking at people and wondering how I want things with myself and my kids.
Yeah. And so here's the thing. So we're going to talk about the alcoholism, and the reason why I love you so much is that you're very transparent. Sometimes people are embarrassed about their journey, their story, so they try to hide it. And so you're very transparent about your alcoholism, and this is critical now because through this COVID and people are abusing all types of substances to exist. But you will be sober, total sobriety, meaning that you didn't take a nip or a drink in almost 40 years. How did you get that will to get off the alcohol and the other things?
Because I was really it just had got to me so bad, and this wasn't none of me. I looked at myself one time, I was just red looking. I said, what's something wrong with me? So I talked to my cousin, and he said, go to the program, Dog. They had a program at the hospital, you go for 30-some days. And so I went in there, and when I went there, I said, oh, I'm not like these people, because I didn't look broke down like some of them was broke down and ankles swole, face. I said, I'm not like these people, but I hadn't went that far. But I went far enough, so I didn't go that far. So, but then they kept on ignoring. I said, why they treat me this way? But see, they saw something in me that I didn't see in myself.
Yeah.
And so they kept on, I called my sister, I said, get me out of this place. She said, okay, but they had already talked to my family, just ignore, you know. I didn't know I could just walk out of that place if I wanted to. I didn't even know that, but so I stayed there a little while, and then I finally started peeping around, see what they were doing, and so I heard some of their stories. I said, that sounds like me, you know. So so I started. I started going to the meeting. You know, I was in my room. I wouldn't go to the meeting, so I started going to the meeting, and so they say you had to say it. I'm Dorthella Tharpe. I'm alcohol. But I was Potter then. I'm Dorthella Potter. I'm an alcoholic. Oh, I hated to say that, you know. So I finally said it, and I kept on listening. And so I'm just fast forward this. I came out top in my class, graduating from the alcoholic program.
Yeah, and what's amazing about that, you know, you kind of went through all the steps in the denial. I'm not like this. When you found out, I'm like this, right?
Worse.
Right, it's worse. But the powerful part of it is that this is now almost 40 years. And so that's a story that people need to hear. No matter how in despair you are, you can still overcome. But also the other piece too is that you're doing things like at age 78, now you'll be 79 this year, right? So you're almost hitting, well, you know, she doesn't mind me talking about age, but you know, you are hitting almost 80 and you decided life, there's still things to conquer, right?
Yes, keep going.
Keep going. So what's that motivation for you to keep going and trying new things?
Well, just life, and I just feel like, you know, every day you want to do something different and you want to do it better, you know, so that's what motivates me.
That's right. Good. And so you had this incredible, you know, you have 8 children, one's deceased, but two, that's right, 2 are deceased. But what I remember most in St. Louis, the Potters, they have this namesake, and they're all about athletics. And so one of her sons is All-American. He played professional football with the Chicago Bears. Another son, Larry, he had a try with the St. Louis Cardinals. Another son was all-city, all-state football, and you know, and so it goes on. And so it's something that even in this struggle, you were able to be this mother that instills certain things in your children. So can you talk about that? That could really be a benefit to other mothers and parents who are struggling to raise their children.
Well, see, it was a lot of us. It was 16 of me, and I was in the middle. So, but you know, we didn't do he didn't have no education or nothing, so I was determined my kid's gonna do something, you know. And I was, well, they called me a sergeant, so, but I had to be there with 5 boys, you know. So I just kept on encouraging them to do this and do that, and I watched them and see what they liked, you know, when they were little. You watch your kids, see what they like, and that's what you know, work on them with, encourage them with.
Okay, good. And so what I remember most about our interaction is that you would be the place where you would make these big old meals for the football team, and you would cook for large people, and so it kind of gave me a sense of community. We had another guest that talked about how community helped her. Can you talk about the importance of family and community to you, and how that has helped you shape the person who you are?
Well, you know, that's one thing when we was poor, but I come from a community. Even drug addicts was there, but they respect you, you know, and I see you, you know, and I wanted to, you know, help when my kids had, you know, I became a mother and had kids, and I wanted to help these kids, because sometimes these kids didn't have nobody, but as a matter of fact, it looked like I'd be the only mother at some of the games and stuff like that, so they kind of looked up to us, so that's how I believe that, you know, somebody in there had to have the community with kids.
So there is and thank you for that. You know, I mean, I didn't really understand it when I was growing up, but I knew that we can count on Dow for the best fried chicken, best potato salad. I mean, just the best food. And I'm not saying that she's cooking for 2 or 3 people. You would cook for like 25 to 30 people. And then it'd take you days to do it. You would whip it up very quickly. So I know for me, when I think about my journey and the things that were important and the things that occurred that helped me along the way, you're central to that, you know. And so part of that really for me is the matter of how do you connect people to people, because that makes a difference. So you've been instrumental in that. So I say thank you. Yeah, and so the other part of your story is that you've had deaths. You know, you had in the midst of you going to school, you had a husband who had died of he had lung cancer. He died in the midst, I think maybe in the finals, and he had a grandson who was had some altercations with the police and was shot, and I think that was doing finals. And so you persevered. And so with that said, there's a saying that says your setbacks are preparing you for your comeback. And so your setbacks seem like, you know, you had these setbacks, but it just allowed you to come back. And so talk about how you were able to overcome and push through those challenges of life to get to the next level.
Well, you know, setback is like forward is the opposite of it, you know, so I'm just gonna go forward, you know, this helped me to go, you know, fight, challenge. You know, people like challenges. I know I'm one of them. I believe in beating them up, you know, so that's what it was, you know, me going through challenging, just going forward, you know.
Yeah, and you know what, you make it sound so simple, but you know, you think about being a mother, a grandmother who has a grandson that is a victim of gun violence. So I wouldn't say gun violence, but was shot. And then you have a wife who now has a father, not a father, I'm sorry, but a husband dying from lung cancer, and you're still kind of moving forward. So
well, you know, you have to. Ain't no sense in, you know, just staying back there. It's just, you know, it just, I don't want to be back there. I want to keep going, even though life gonna bring you different challenges and different problems. But you know, life go on. You know, that's what I taught my kids. Life go on. If something happens to me, keep living, keep going. You know, that's what you have to do in life.
Yeah. And that's great advice to give to individuals who are going through a whole lot, you know, in this treacherous time. And as we kind of come out of COVID, you know, there are still people who are left behind, but that's great, you know, that you keep on living, right?
Yes, keep going.
Yeah, keep on living. So thank you so very much, Dow, my godmother, for joining me on this, the journey, Stories of Triumph. And we will continue to have people such as Dow to inspire and to move us forward in life. Thank you for joining us. Be well, and it's a great day. Thank you for joining me on my podcast, The Journey, Stories of Triumph. And please follow me on my social links, which will be in the description below. Until next time.